Ladakh is a region in northern India and eastern Pakistan. It is situated in the Himalayas and is bordered by the Indian states of Himachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir to the south and the Tibet Autonomous Region of China to the east. To the north and west, it is bordered by the Pakistan-administered regions of Gilgit-Baltistan and Azadi Jammu and Kashmir, respectively. The topography of Ladakh is mostly mountainous with high peaks and deep valleys. The region is a part of the Great Himalayan mountain range, and as such, it is characterized by rugged terrain and a harsh, arid climate. The highest point in Ladakh is the Sasir Kangri peak in the Karakoram range, which reaches an elevation of 7,672 meters. The total area of Ladakh is 1,02,000 square kilometer, and it ranks the first among the Union territories. The soil in Ladakh is generally poor in nutrients and organic matter due to the high altitude, low precipitation, and harsh climatic conditions. The soil is primarily composed of a rocky and sandy substrate with little to no topsoil. In the river valleys, the soil is alluvial and is more fertile but still relatively thin. Ladakh has limited forest cover due to the high altitude, low precipitation, and harsh climatic conditions. The region is primarily characterized by alpine and subalpine shrublands, grasslands, and high-altitude deserts. The forests that do exist in Ladakh are primarily found in the lower elevations and in the river valleys, where the soil is more fertile. The forest cover in Ladakh is also limited due to human activities such as overgrazing and overexploitation of natural resources. However, there are some areas in Ladakh that have good forest cover, such as the Hemis National Park, which is home to a diverse range of flora and fauna. Ladakh is home to several major rivers, including the Indus River. The Indus River is the longest and most important river in Ladakh, running for approximately 1,800 kilometers through the length. It originates in the Himalayas in Tibet and flows through Ladakh before entering Pakistan. The Indus is known for its deep gorges and canyons and is an important source of water for irrigation and hydroelectric power. The other rivers in Ladakh include Shyok River, Zanskar River, Suru, Nubra, Dras, and many small streams which originate from the glaciers and snowfields and are seasonal in nature, mostly flowing during the summer months. All these rivers have a significant impact on the people, culture, and economy of Ladakh, providing irrigation for agriculture, serving as a source of drinking water, and offering opportunities for tourism and adventure sports. Ladakh is situated in the Himalayas and is home to several major mountain ranges, including the Karakoram, Ladakh, Zanskar, and the Great Himalayas ranges. The Karakoram range is known for its high peak, such as the Sasir Kangri and some of the world's largest glaciers. The Ladakh range separates the Indus Valley from the Zanskar Valley and has several peaks above 6,000 meters. The Zanskar range is known for its remote and rugged terrain and has several peaks above 6,000 meters, such as Nunkun. The Great Himalayan range is located in the eastern part of Ladakh and has several peaks above 6,000 meters, such as Saltoro Kangri and Sasir Kangri. These ranges are popular among trekkers, mountaineers, and also holds religious significance for the local people. The climate of Ladakh is primarily influenced by its high altitude and its location in the Himalayas. The region has a harsh, arid climate characterized by long, cold winters and short, mild summers. Winters in Ladakh are long and cold, with the temperatures dropping well below freezing. The region receives heavy snowfall, and many of the higher elevations become inaccessible due to snow. The average temperature in winter is around minus 20 degrees Celsius. Ladakh receives very little precipitation throughout the year, with most of it falling as snow in the winter months. The region is considered to be the high altitude desert, with annual precipitation averaging around 150 millimeters. The flora of Ladakh is adapted to the harsh arid conditions of the region. Due to the high altitude, low precipitation, and cold temperatures, the vegetation in Ladakh is mostly limited to small shrubs, bushes, and grasses. The most common type of trees found in Ladakh are willow, poplar, and juniper. These trees are able to survive the harsh conditions by having deep root system and a high tolerance for cold and drought. Ladakh's fauna is adapted to the harsh arid conditions of the region, with many species found only in this area. The fauna of Ladakh includes mammals such as the snow leopard, Asiatic ibex, barrel, argyle sheep, Himalayan marmot, Ladakh oriole, and the Ladakh pika. Ladakh is also home to a variety of bird species including the golden eagle, Himalayan griffon, lammergeier, Himalayan snowcock, chukar, and the Himalayan monal. The people of Ladakh, located in the northernmost region of India, are primarily of Tibetan and Indo-Aryan descent. They have their own distinct culture, language, and customs. The total population of Ladakh is 60.4 lakhs. The male population is 31.49 lakhs. The female population is 28.98 lakhs, and the transgender population is 4,137. There are 853 females per 1,000 males in Ladakh. Ladakh is home to several different tribes and ethnic groups, each with their own distinct culture and tradition. Some of the main tribes found in Ladakh include Brokpas, Changpas, Drokpas, and Balti. The population of Ladakh is predominantly Buddhist, and Ladakh has been deeply influenced by Tibetan Buddhism, which follows the Mahayana and Vajrayana schools. In terms of religion, according to 2011 census, Islam constitutes 46.41%, Buddhism is 39.65%, Hinduism is 12.11%, Sikhism is 0.83%, and Christianity constitutes 0.46%. The overall literacy rate of Ladakh Union Territory is 90.29%, and the female literacy is 78.85%. Kathok Chenmo is a dance style for the nobility in celebration of the glory and dynasty of Ladakh. Kathok Chenmo translates as the large roof. It's a reference to the huge balcony of the 7-storied Leh Palace, which could be visited even today. During the reign of the kings, the dance was exclusively performed in honor of the kings of Ladakh and their families. The Kathok Chenpo dancers were handpicked and are often patronized by the king as their personal entertainers. Kompa Sumsak. This dance derives its names from the way its performers tap their feet. Literally, Kompa Sumsak translates as 3 steps. Similar to the usual ways of the folk dances in terms of tempo and gait, the Kompa Sumsak dances include 3 successive steps in their routine. The alteration is so conspicuous and it takes a set of seasoned eyes to distinguish between it and the other dance forms. It is performed by both the sexes with utmost pleasure and zest in the slow but counted rhythm. Jabro is unique to the nomads of Changtong region to the east of Ladakh. Men and women form 2 strings and dance to the tune of the traditional instrument dram nyan. It has a major influence from the Tibetan culture. Even today, the style, tempo, and the instruments that accompany Jabro is distinctly Tibetan. Though its confident steps and high-octane routine have been mellowed down to match the slow folk dance styles prevalent across Ladakh. Hemis Festival. One of the most popular monastic festivals of Ladakh, Hemis Festival is organized in the month of June for the commemoration of the birth of Guru Padmasambhava, the founder of Tantric Buddhism in Tibet. The monks get dressed in vibrant brocade robes and wear colorful facial masks for performing a sacred dance drama of his life and its mission. This 3-day festival is organized from 9th to 11th June, particularly the Monkey Year festival that arrives in a cycle of 12 years. At the time of the festival, the 4-storied Tanga of Guru Padmasambhava is slung in the courtyard along with the other precious Tankas are out on display. Tikse Karsha and Spituk Guster. 2-day gusters are organized in Tikse, Spituk and Karsha Gomsa during different months of the year. These celebrations are a mark of the triumph of good over evil. Various kinds of masks are worn by the dancers. These masks signify the gods and goddesses, the protectors and the guardians. In the end of the festival, there is figurative killing of evil and the effigy of the evils are also burnt. Dosmaki Festival. Celebrated in Laikhar, Leh and Nubra valleys, Deskit Monastery, Dosmaki Festival comes in the month of May. Out of all the places where the festival is organized, The one at Leh is the most popular. The courtyard of the palace becomes the venue of this festival for 2 days. The charm is performed by monks of different monasteries each year, turn by turn. Momos, without a doubt, is the most popular dish in Ladakh. It is a dumpling filled with meat or vegetables wrapped in dough. While momos stuffed with minced meat enjoys popularity among locals, veg momos are also savored alike. These dumplings are either steamed or fried and served with a dipping sauce. Momos are served to guests on special occasions such as Losar's festival, which is Ladakhi New Year festival. Tukpa. Tukpa is a staple food of Ladakh. It is a soup in noodles, assorted vegetables and minced meat. The noodles is made of wheat or barley flour. The broth, rich in spices, not only satiates the taste buds but also warms the body. There are different types of tupka served in different parts of Ladakh. Skew. Another delicacy from Ladakh, skew is a soup-based traditional specialty. The dish contains vegetable and dough kneaded into flattened thumb-sized balls. These flattened balls are then put in a pot with water and vegetables and cooked on low heat. Skew is also served with meat. The dish is high in calories and fills the stomach. Skew is mostly consumed in winter when temperature drops below freezing point. It's also a favorite among the tourists who do trekking and stay in villages. Leh Palace. The 9-story palace was built by King Sengye Namgyal in the 17th century. It served as the residence of the royal family of Ladakh and is now a museum that showcases the rich cultural and historical heritage of Ladakh. The palace is an excellent example of Tibetan architectural style, featuring ornate wooden balconies, intricate carvings, and colorfully painted walls. It also has a beautiful rooftop terrace from where you can see the panoramic view of the surrounding mountains and the city of Leh. Elki Monastery is a Buddhist monastery located in the Elki village of Ladakh. It was built in the 11th century and is known for its intricate wall paintings and frescoes that depict scenes from the life of Buddha, as well as various tantric deities and the mandalas. The monastery is also home to several statues and stupas that are adorned with gold and precious stones. The architecture of the Elki Monastery is a blend of Indian and Tibetan style, with the use of wooden beams, mud, and clay in its construction. Hemis Monastery. Hemis is a 17th century Buddhist shrine which was re-established in 1672. This famous monastery in Ladakh is of the Drukpa lineage of Buddhism. The architecture of Hemis Monastery is of Tibetan style. The main building of Hemis Monastery has white walls. The entrance of this Hemis Monastery complex is through a giant gate that opens to a large courtyard. The Gompa near Leh has a museum that houses a wide collection of Tibetan books, tanka, gold statues and stupas embedded with precious stones, weapons, carriers, and even stuffed vulture pup. The economy of Ladakh is primarily based on agriculture, animal husbandry, and tourism. Agriculture is the main source of livelihood for the majority of the population, but it is limited by the harsh climate and rugged terrain of the region. Agriculture products include barley, peas, mustard, and wheat, with some areas also producing fruits and vegetables. Animal husbandry is also an important part of the economy, with many people raising yaks, sheep, and goats. This is particularly important in the Changtang region, where the nomadic Changpa people raise yaks and sheep for their wool, milk, and meat. The educational infrastructure in Ladakh has been an ongoing concern, as the region is remote and has a low population density. Access to education in Ladakh has traditionally been limited, particularly in rural areas. However, in recent years, there have been some efforts to improve the educational infrastructure in the region. The Government of India has been working to improve access to education in Ladakh through the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, which aims to provide universal access to the primary education. This has led to the construction of new schools and the upgrading of existing schools in the region. There are 35 upper primary schools, 14 secondary schools, and 2 higher secondary schools in the territory. The Government of India has been working to improve access to healthcare in Ladakh through various schemes and programs such as the National Rural Health Mission and the National Health Mission. These schemes have led to the construction of new health centers and the upgrading of existing facilities in the region. Presently, there is 14 primary health centers and 24 sub-centers, one sub-district hospital. There is one district hospital in Leh district. Transportation in Ladakh is primarily by road and air. Due to the rugged terrain and lack of infrastructure, road travel can be challenging and time-consuming. The region is also prone to road closures due to heavy snowfall during the winter months. The main mode of transportation within Ladakh is by road, with the Leh-Manali and Srinagar-Leh highway serving as the main routes. Buses, taxis and private vehicles are the most common forms of road transportation. Travelers can also hire motorcycles and bicycles to explore the region. The nearest airport in Leh, with the regular flights connecting to the major cities in India such as Delhi and Srinagar. The Ladakh Union Territory is directly controlled by the Government of India, and the head of the Union Territory is appointed by the President of India. The head of Ladakh is known as the Lieutenant Governor. The current Lieutenant Governor of Ladakh is R.K. Mathur, who was appointed in August 2019. The Lieutenant Governor is responsible for the administration of the Union Territory and acts as the representative of the President of India in Ladakh. Some of the famous leaders of Ladakh are Rigzin Spalba, Chawang Motop, Swang Tinlis, Nawang Rizjin Zora and P. Namgyal. Some of the notable personalities from other domains are Swang Paljor, the first Indian climber to reach the summit of Mount Everest in 1992, Swaring Morup, a renowned Ladakhi painter, Dorje Yangdol, film director, Swaring Angdes, social worker and environmentalist, and Swang Namgyal, a famous Ladakhi photographer. 10 AD, the Kingdom of Ladakh was founded. 1700 AD, the region came under the control of the Mughal Empire. 1846, the Treaty of Chushul was signed between the British and the Ladakhi king, which established the present-day boundary between India and China. 1900, Ladakh was ruled by the Dogra dynasty. 1947, India got independence from British colonial rule and Ladakh became a part of India. 1974, India and Pakistan fought a war over the region of Ladakh, which resulted in a ceasefire. 2019, India and China had a border clash in the region of Ladakh, which resulted in deaths on both sides. And in 2020, the Union Territory of Ladakh was officially created, separating it from the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Kardungla Pass. Rent a Himalayan and go nuts on the road to Kardungla Pass. The pass is a gateway to the Nubra as well as Shyok Valley and is one of the most elevated motorable terrains worldwide. Interestingly, the roads were opened in 1988 for vehicles to pass through. Cruisers and Himalayans considered to be the best means to travel here, to experience the rugged beauty of the journey. Famous for its white sand deserts and double-humped camels, Nubra Valley is certainly one of the best places to visit in Ladakh. Not just the scenic slopes of Karakoram Range, but also the confluence of Shyok and Siachen rivers is what makes Nubra Valley an exquisite voyage. Imagine a sparkling blue lake nestled in the midst of rugged surroundings. That, my friends, is Somoriri Lake. Being 15,000 feet above sea level in a rather rough environment is this tiny paradise. The place is often not considered ideal for many tourists due to the high altitude at which it stands proudly. Magnetic Hill. In your travels around Leh Ladakh, you will come across fascinating sights which arouse your curiosity to no end. One such sight attraction is Magnetic Hill, the place where gravity takes a backseat. Lying at a distance of around 30 km from Leh, the Magnetic Hill is marked by a yellow signboard which reads "The phenomenon that defies gravity." It also instructs you to park your vehicles in the box marked with the white point on the road. When parked at the indicated spot, vehicles began moving forward at a speed of almost 20 km per hour. Setup of 7,500 megawatt solar power project in Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh region. Implementation of 5,000 megawatt solar project in Leh. Bro constructed the highest motorable roads in Ladakh region of Jammu and Kashmir and development of Pathankot Leh rail line. And that's it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed and learnt a lot from it. I'll see you with another incredible state of India in the next. And don't forget to subscribe our channel and share it with your friends.